What's up, metalheads? My name's Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And today we're going to take a look at 5 knives that are made in the USA that are titanium. This is not one of those knives. This knife is made in the USA. This is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This one has aftermarket scales on it from Titanium. They're Lotus scales. This one is not on the list, but I'm just showing it to you because with a lot of American-made knives, Spyderco, Benchmade, Hogue, there's a lot of aftermarket stuff out there for them to where you can customize them and make them your own. And generally, it will cost you less to do that than to buy a knife that comes with titanium that's made that way. So, especially with the Spydercos and Benchmade, so many different options out there. And yeah, so if you got a knife and you wish it was titanium and it's a Spyderco or Benchmade, do a Google search. You'll be amazed at what you'll find out there. If you weren't aware, you'll be amazed at what you can get for them. So, all right, let's jump into the actual list. First up on the list, should surprise no one, the Tactile Knife Co. Rockwall, titanium with an inset liner lock, Magna Cut blade steel, titanium backspacer, stainless steel pocket clip, titanium thumb studs. This is more of a gentleman's carry knife in my opinion. It's thin, sleek, great little EDC knife, honestly. Not very heavy to be a titanium knife. Actually, very lightweight to be a titanium knife with a 3-inch blade, or slightly over 3-inch blade. Fit and finish is absolutely amazing on these knives. It looks so good. It feels so good in hand. These run about $300. This version you're looking at was what they called their golf ball pattern, the milling pattern. I don't think these are available anymore, but there's lots of other patterns they do that you can get at their website, or they make them for the big box websites with different patterns for them. So if you search around, there's a lot of different options for this knife out there. And all of them are equally as good in my opinion. They did at one point make a flipper version of this knife. I've had that here on the channel before and checked it out. I would not recommend that one. Unless you just want it purely to collect all their knives, because they don't have that many models out right now. So, you know, it's pretty easy to collect all theirs now if you wanted to start a collection of tactile knives. And trust me, these guys are going to be around. These guys are going to change the knife game in the United States, in my opinion. What they're doing for the cost, I don't see anyone else out there coming close to this yet, other than one other company, which you will see momentarily. So, number 1 on the list is the Tactile Knife Co. Rockwall, and these are not in any particular order, just FYI. Next up, the American Blade Works Model 1. This one, again, this is titanium frame lock. These come in 20 CV blade steel, titanium pocket clip, titanium backspacer. Great action, great ergos. I really wish they'd make a thumb stud version of this knife. That would just take it to the next level for me. I'm not a big flipper only guy, but this flipper action's pretty good. These run about the same price as the Rockwall $289, I think, or right around $300 for this knife. It's a bigger knife than the Rockwall, quite a bit larger, as you can see here. Yeah, quite a bit larger knife, but still amazing knife. Beautiful milling on the titanium, micro milling. Yeah. Titanium looks so nice when it's nice and clean like this, right? It's beautiful. It's one thing about all these knives you're going to see. I think they're all beautiful, except for one. One's got me on the fence. I'm not sure what to think about it. You'll see that one. I'm going to save it for last. We're going to save the best for last. Or the one that I haven't... I'm just going to stop talking and move on to the next knife. That was the American Blade Works Model 1 V6, I believe it is. Model 1 V6. Next up, Spartan Blades Harsey. This is the 3 1/4 inch. They make a 4-inch version of this knife also. Titanium frame lock S35V and S45V in blade steel, excuse me. Beautiful finish on the blade and the titanium scales. Excellent ergonomics. Fantastic ergos, actually. This one, only thing I could really say about this one that I wish they could improve on would be the lock bar. Be nice if they could somehow, I'm not sure how they'd do it, but give you a little better access and chamfer that one edge down. It's a little sharp in the thumb. It's not terrible, don't get me wrong, it's not anything that's really bad, but if you've never held one, the first time you pick one up, you're going to notice it. You're going, huh, because it's so thin, you know, it's a thin knife, lightweight. This one's on washers, actually, not bearings. First 2 you saw were on bearings. This one's actually on washers. And I think that, yeah, the next one's on washers also, I'm pretty sure. But these run about $425 when you buy them new. You can find these all over the secondary though for 300 range. Generally in excellent condition too. So if you want one of these, I would search the secondary for sure. Odds are you will end up finding one for a good deal. This is another company, I believe they're in the USA also, made in the US, or not the USA, in North Carolina, excuse me. These are in my home state of North Carolina, so for these two, I'm pretty sure both, I know this one is, and I'm pretty sure this one's made in North Carolina also, out near Fort Bragg somewhere. But yeah, great action for washers though. Keep that in mind, this is a washer knife. It's a different kind of action, but for a washer knife, it's fantastic. It's not going to ever be drop shutty. It's not intended to be that. It's meant to be a user, put it in your pocket, and not have to worry about getting dirt, and grime, and grit around your pivot. And I love this knife. I think it's an amazing knife. I do think it's a little overpriced at $425, but not terribly so. I think this company here is going to change. Actually, both these two companies. $300 for those two, $425 for this one. You know, a little overpriced in my opinion, and I think these newer companies that are coming around are going to force the pricing down for some of these other companies that have been around for a long time, that have controlled the supply and demand of knives, so they controlled, you know, the price of it. All right, next up, the Three Rivers Manufacturing Neutron 2. Now you can get this knife in all different materials, but you can also get it in titanium. These are 20 CV blade steel also. Beautiful finish on the titanium, the way they do it here. And they have some new finishes coming out of this knife with different milling patterns on the titanium. This one's also an inset liner lock, titanium everything, 20 CV blade steel. Just absolutely amazing action. Yes, so good. Super thin, super slicey. The handle's thin, the blade's thin. Just a great knife. Now, the titanium versions of this knife are going to run you like $320, I think, somewhere in that $320 range. You can get the non-titanium versions between $2 and $240, I think, depending on what options you go with. Unless you go fat carbon, then they'll cost more. But this is about the titanium version. A little over $300. You can get these in titanium. I think $330, $340, so right in that range. So to me, pretty fairly priced for what you get, and you're getting an amazing user knife too. This thing is going to be a slicer, like, you know, one of the best slicers you're ever going to have, actually. All their knives have very thin blade stock, nice sharpening choil, excellent ergos, some fantastic ergonomics, actually. Some of the best ergos you're ever going to feel on a knife, especially to be this thin. It's profiled to be so thin, but yeah. Amazing knives. They have a lot of models you could check out. You could check out this one. You could check out the Shadow. You could check out the, if you like a longer knife, check out the Atom. And then they got one called the Nerd, which is a smaller knife. Yeah, all made in the USA, affordably priced, and yeah, amazing knives. It's another company I just can't wait to see what they come out with next. Right here lately, they've just been, you know, changing up their models, changing the materials and stuff. I can't wait to see a new model come from them. So. All right, and last on the list, the one that I can tell you, in my opinion, is just ridiculously overpriced. It's overbuilt too. It's overbuilt, but it's also overpriced. This is the Medford Infraction. To buy this knife in this configuration, with this blade finish, this color titanium, would run you $700 to buy it from Medford. It is thick, it is heavy, it is overbuilt. Is it going to perform? Yeah, it's going to perform. It's going to perform well for heavier tasks, I guess. I'm not sure what you need a folding knife for to be this heavy and big. It's a nice looking knife. I agree, it's nice. $700 though? No, it's not $700 knife. S35V and blade still. Yeah, Medford Knife and Tool. Great ergos, fantastic ergos. Pretty good action to be such a big heavy knife too. You got the thumb hole action, and you got a kind of a flipper action that's not apparently not meant to be a flipper, but it is a flipper. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. But yeah, titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip. You know, all the same materials this knife is made of, other than blade steel. Actually, this knife and this knife all have better blade steel than this knife, and yeah, they cost quite a bit less. You can buy 2 of these for this. You can buy more than 2. You can buy 2 of all 3 of these for what one of these costs, and almost 2 of these for what one of these costs. New. You can buy them all new for that. So I know there are people out there who are big fans of Medford, and I'm not shaming anybody. I don't take this the wrong way, but for the life of me, I don't understand why this knife would cost $700, and also why anybody would pay it. I just don't get it when you got options like these out there. If you want a big heavy knife, get you one of these, the bigger version, the 4-inch version. It's going to cost you a little more than that one, but it's not going to be $700 more. There are other American-made knives out there too. Hinder's 425-ish for the 375 actually, I think, but that's the G10, it's not titanium. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. When I look at this knife, you know, it's not just because I don't like bigger knives and I don't like heavy knives. It's just I look at it and I look at the milling work that went into this, the grinding that went into it, everything that went into this knife. You know, I look it over and I'm like, okay, yeah, a lot went into that one, a lot went into that one, a lot went into that one, a lot went into that one. I don't see why this one costs so much more. I don't see anything on this knife to tell me that it cost a lot more than double to produce than the rest of these knives. So they definitely didn't pay more for the materials. I can't see how. So that is the Medford Infraction, a big, giant, heavy, overbuilt knife, and in my opinion, really overpriced. But have hope, because this company, I'm not going to say that one, they're a little overpriced too. This company, this company, they're going to leave these other guys behind if they don't start paying attention. I mean, I guess there's people that just love Medfords. They're going to buy them anyway, but you know, these other American companies are going to, hopefully they're going to flood the market with premium titanium-made knives and other materials and cause these other companies to lower the prices. And also cause companies like this one to start doing more premium style work like that, Spyderco or Benchmade, and make them affordably priced in that $300 to $350 range for a titanium knife with premium, you know, super stills. So if these guys can do it, there's no reason the bigger companies can't do it. They should be able to do it for less, actually. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.